Christabel and Williams here. It's all the way from New Zealand.
Kia ora.
Kia ora, you know what's that mean? Kia ora, what's that mean?
It means hello.
Hello. That's from New Zealand, right?
Yes.
So what brings you from New Zealand to come here?
Many reasons. I came here to see how far I can get with the music industry, and yeah, I didn't really come here with a plan. I just decided to wing it. I got an O1 visa, which has been great, and yeah.
You start writing songs, singing since you were 5 or 6 years old, right?
Yes, correct.
So does your family love music, or what? Why did you start so young and then you start writing music already?
I think half of my family is very, very musical, and the other half is very creative in like other ways, like art and all sorts of things. And my dad's side in particular is very musical. Both of my grandparents, they were in the choir, the choral society back home in Auckland for a long, long time. And all of my cousins, they have beautiful voices, and yeah, so I guess it's like a family, a genetically passed down thing. I don't know, but I'm the only one of my siblings that pursues music so far. Yeah.
I think you are the one who got guts to do that. Right? You are no fear girls. For you by yourself to come here, it's not easy. Before I forgot, you won some of the competition in New Zealand.
Yes, I did.
So that make you feel that you should go to the next level. Share with us.
Share with you?
Yes, share with us.
So in 2021, we were coming out of our first major lockdown, and I had got myself settled into a little flat, and then one of my flatmates came home, or as people would say here, like roommates. I guess I forget that there's different ways of saying things, but he came home and he was in film, and he basically said, "Oh, there's this show that's happening, and you should apply. You'll win." And I was like, "Oh no, I don't really want to do that," because although I was pursuing music independently at the time, I was really focused on keeping it that way, and I know that these shows can sometimes, pull you in and sign you and shelf you essentially sometimes, and sometimes you'll hear about people that have won these shows and then you'll never hear from them again, and I was like, no, I don't want that. But then he told me that it was like just a cash prize at the end, no signing, nothing, and I was like, oh, I don't know, and then
Cash price is the cash.
just cash, yeah. Just cash. And I was like, you know what? This would be good exposure for me, and I'll see how far I can go on that.
How do you prepare that? How do you prepare the competition, psychologically, or you just think, I'm just busy?
I did. I applied on the last day possible and didn't think anything of it, and then the next week I got a call saying, we want to fast track you to the live shows, and I was like, oh, okay, and then
Totally out of the blue.
well, I mean, I signed up to it, but it definitely was just happened, and then I had to film consecutively for 7 months. I couldn't see any of my family and friends really, and it was a very large whirlwind. Yeah.
So after you won the competition, what did you do? Do you stay a professional singer, or you do something else, or you start writing songs?
After I won? So I was set to go on tour. I had signed with the management team and everything, and kind of fresh off this high of winning this show, and I started to gain a bit of traction and momentum in the industry back home in New Zealand, and riding this wave of, okay, this is like becoming a career now, and not just like a thing that I was aggressively pursuing. It was like actually happening in front of me, and I was set to go on tour, and then another lockdown happened, and so the tour got cancelled, and I was living off of my winnings at this point, and my whole dream in life was to, for some reason, well, I do know for what reasons, but I'm preparing to tell that story another time. But I was really wanting to go to the UK and just see if I could make it over there. I was like a young, I was 20. I just turned 20 when I was almost 21 when I won the show. So like,
I think it's lots of New Zealand, they would prefer to go to UK, it's easier for them, right?
yeah, and I had a British passport, and like all my family that I hadn't really spent much time with lived over there, and so I was like, that's where I'm destined to be. And so my partner, he had moved to LA because he won a green card in the green card lottery. And so I was like, you know what, I'll go visit Luca, and then I'll go and move to the UK, and then just travel and do what I feel is right. And I had this plan to write my album in the UK, and so I came here to LA in the next March when lockdowns had lifted and travel bans had, like, you know, there was not really a thing anymore, and came over to LA. Loved it here. I was here for about 3 months, just hanging out and making music videos and meeting lots of people, and I just fell in love with LA. But obviously I was on an Easter visa, and I was like, I'm gonna go move to the UK. So I went there, ended up in the middle of nowhere, in this cottage in this random little town in the middle of England, like just between England and Wales. And it definitely was not the dream that I had anticipated it to be. I was coming down off this massive high of my life and realizing that I was just struggling a lot with things that happened prior to the show, and I started to do a lot of thinking and a lot of writing, and eventually I was just like, you know what, this is actually not what I thought it would be like.
Yeah.
And I missed LA, and so I came back to LA, and then I went back home to New Zealand.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but I made that last for about 2 years, just traveling.
So how do you, what's it, the music here, is it, how do you process your music career here? Do you write some songs? Or?
I do write. I released my first album last year, which was a massive feat. It was the one that I was writing all throughout that time.
What's the name of the album?
It's called Intuition. It was probably my best work. I am very proud of it.
Will be some more coming too, I think.
Yes, there will be very soon.
So for you, what is your style of your music?
My style kind of has evolved over the years. I've always written kind of like folky indie ballads, but then when my first project ever called Vanilla was very experimental. Me and one of my best friends, Seb, he's a producer, also known as Chico Patterns. Him and we put out Vanilla, and it was very pop, kind of a bit hip pop influenced a little bit, because I was around a lot of hip hop producers at the time, and then, you know, I did.
Do you dance? You do any dancing or acting? Do you do any acting?
I would love to, yeah.
Yeah, maybe you can try, you know, you got the vibe, you got all the criteria you did. You should try different things.
I'll take into account, Maeya,
But definitely, for your songs, who is your idol for your music?
Well, just going off what I was saying before, my music has evolved greatly in terms of, you know, what genres I kind of pursue making, and so my inspirations and the artists that I have looked up to have also, like, they all come from different completely different avenues. So now I make a lot of, my album has a lot of pop ballads in it, and now I'm kind of going into like a grungy, kind of, it's like cinematic grunge pop. It's weird, but I would say like at the moment, I've always taken inspiration, and one of the biggest artists that I've ever looked up to is Bon Iver, but at the moment it's Ray. Ray has like an incredible way of just writing and making everything seem so effortless, and it's clever wordplay and cinematic and hilarious and emotional. And it's just like that, you know, I love artists that are
And lots of different ingredients in it.
yes, exactly. Yeah, true artistry. Yeah.
For yourself, for the that your artist journey, what is the most difficult things you faced?
Yeah.
Or most challenging, do you think?
In terms of music in general, okay. I would say that New Zealand, and I actually was reading, someone I know had posted about this today actually, and it's such a massive problem in the New Zealand music industry is, first of all, we have so much incredible talent and just beautiful people, and like there is no lack of talent whatsoever. But the problem back home in New Zealand was that there's this thing called tall poppy syndrome, which essentially means that, you know, there's kind of like a weird cringeness that people feel to support their friends and peers or local artists or anyone that's kind of, even not just in terms of artistry, but like it can be in any industry, but it's very common in the music industry, where
Do you think it's the culture
there's a
thing?
lack of support. Yeah, and it's just kind of like, oh cool, you do music, like cool, and then there's like no investment from other people in the music industry, and also a lot of our people, we always just go straight to like, you know, supporting all the international acts, and we kind of figured out on, and you know, think, oh, it's kind of impossible to crack in New Zealand, so like what's the point in supporting these people? And yeah, so that's probably a big thing that I've faced is that, and trying to navigate this industry and like such a gate-kept.
Maybe in the future you can help them to find a way, you know, because you haven't gone through those ones.
Well, that's
So
really
yes, I think that's the good, you know, path to go through.
Absolutely. I think Los Angeles has this incredible energy where, you know, you could be doing whatever and they'll support you, and they'll like, I busk on the side of the streets, you know, like that's how I
I
make
saw
money.
you, it's so much fun, and then you just grab the people to sing with you and they sing along, and you make lots of fun and enjoyed it.
It is so much fun, and like people are always constantly looking for, you know, that little moment with other people. Like I don't know, it's just I love street busking. I think that has really given me a lot of confidence, and just interacting with
Because you're good and your voice, you just really project very well, even you can hear the distance, you know, and you enjoyed it, people see it, enjoying it.
Thank you.
So what do you want to achieve? What do you want to get to the next level?
The next level, or what do I want to achieve, like
Life-wise and music-wise.
life-wise and music-wise? Okay. So I guess I have always just had the same vision and dream for my life, which is just playing massive stadiums and selling out shows and just making music and creating always. And in terms of my career, that's something that I've envisioned for myself since I was like a kid. Like I would just literally dream of being on these stages and just creating music and writing. And I didn't have a lot of friends back elementary school is what we primary school. That's an educational thing for you guys.
Have you done any musical theatres, musical classical music, anything?
No, I have had like very minimal vocal lessons for maybe like a couple of months, but that was it. I don't know how to read music, but essentially I would like hang out on the playground by myself and pretend I was in musicals. And
It will be fun if you have someone to do regular busking and someone just join you to do busking together. It will be quite good fun.
yes, yeah, I agree. Yeah, for sure.
And I saw the eclipse. This is so fun. I'm just really enjoying it. The people really love it.
Thank you.
So for you, if we want to get into want you to be a model or want you to be, do some music with us, how can I find you?
Well, if you want to make some music with me or get to my music or listen to it or watch it, I've got lots of music videos, anything like that, you can find me on Instagram and TikTok. My Instagram handle is Christabel, CHHRISTABEL. My TikTok is Christabel, so that's just Critter and BEL. And then
You update your regular basis.
I do. I go live every time I bust online.
How often do you do the busting?
At the moment it's about 3 to 4 days a week. Yeah.
Oh, so what is your next plan you want to do? Go back to New Zealand for holiday?
You know what? That would be really great. But I actually
Not yet.
need to see some projects right now which are really exciting and I can't wait to talk about them. I'm gonna start preparing to tell my life story, which has been quite a colourful one.
Yeah, I know. It could be the next project. Maybe it's in a movie or documentary.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I won't say too much, but
Yeah, stay tuned. We will keep you posted with something interesting and colourful is coming. Stay tuned.